Also on Netflix, I watched from, and you know what, I don't know if my Kickboxer Vengeance video isn't going to turn out or not, because I've had a lot of errors with my camera. Oh, but I'm not allowed to beg for a new camera, because this is YouTube, and that's for, you know, higher level people to beg to get equipment. But me, no, I don't. I'm not allowed to do that. If I ask for any kind of donations or a Patreon support or anything at the end of the video, everybody comes down on me, because it's like I'm the only person doing that. So yeah, I'm not sure if my Kickboxer Vengeance video will be posted or not. Just getting that out of the way. This review is for Kickboxer Retaliation. Supposedly this came out in 2017, though I feel like it actually got released recently on Netflix. And I'll tell you what, this is almost a good movie. This is almost a good action movie. It just starts off bad enough that's kind of hard to overlook. And it doesn't really make up for it. So we start off with this stupid dream sequence aboard a train. There's just so much WTF moments going at it that, oh great, there's a bunch of kids over there, that you really don't know what to make of it. It's just a lot of nonsense. Okay, so Kurt and Lady Cop are dancing aboard a train, and then people come in and try to kill them. And then she kind of gets captured, possibly thrown from the train. They have to climb up atop the train and fight. And it's like, where are we? Like Italy somewhere? Okay, whatever. Turns out to be a dream sequence, so what's it matter? Then we have a terrible title sequence that shows half and half clips from the original Kickboxer and clips from Kickboxer Vengeance, making you wonder, what were they thinking? Like, did the original Kickboxer, did that continuity still exist here? Why are you doing this to us? So, Kurt is in America doing some kind of MMA Bellator level fighting. He apparently is the champion, he wins, whatever. Some guys show up, say that they're like marshals or something, end up drugging him, knocking him out, bringing him to Thailand, where he's told by Highlander, Raiden, Christopher Lambert, that he has to fight for him because he killed Tong Po, and that wouldn't be a problem if he stayed and fought as the new champion. He wouldn't have had a problem with that. But now he does have a problem with it because he left. So he's like, hey, I'm not going to fight. Not happening. It's like, yeah, you're going to fight this guy, Mungoat, who I'm going to call Bjornsson. I think that's his last name. Now, as a sequel goes, you're wondering, okay, Dave Bautista's big guy, he's like 6'6", 300 pounds. We got to go bigger, right? Oh, they most certainly do. They went as big as they possibly could. This new guy, he's played by this guy, first name can't pronounce, but he plays the Mountain currently on Game of Thrones. This guy Bjornsson is the first person to win 3 major strongman titles in the same calendar year. The Arnold Classic, some European strongman, and the World's Strongest Man. Just earlier, a month ago, hard to tell when I'm going to post this, but he had just won the World's Strongest Man competition. He's about 6'10", 400 pounds, and you better believe he's strong. And they certainly show that off here. So they get this guy a real beast to fight for a sequel. So that's your sequel upgrade right there. And as Kurt is stuck in this prison, he gets into his first real fight sequence where this director, I guess he was the writer of the last movie, he's really about the sustained camera shots, showing the action. You have this one long sequence where Kurt's beating up like everybody in the prison, and then he ends up getting to Mike Tyson, of all people, who's in there kind of meditating. He interrupts Mike Tyson, gets beat up. Then he gets whipped at the end, him and Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson, you have no problem with it. So he starts to learn from Mike Tyson. He's like, hey, I need to learn some techniques for it. Hey, chew this stuff, numbs the pain. Kind of would have been relevant to have this little weed or whatever he was chewing show up later in the movie, but they didn't. Anyways, he bumps into he bumps into Jean-Claude Van Damme again, who's now blind. And they say, oh, hey, yeah, they blinded me. I'm stuck here with you. I have to train you up for this fight you're reluctant to take. But I've got some new techniques for you. You have to feel the air move before it moves. A bunch of nonsense from a recently blinded guy. But that's one of the things that helps Kurt win the fight, right? Well, Kurt's able to escape, sets up a few action sequences. At one point, there's this chase, and it's playing Wipeout by the Safaris, and it's really weird choice of music because there wasn't like any surfing involved here. There wasn't any need to wipe out. But you know, they got to show off some stunts. Eventually he has some kind of Enter the Dragon fight where there's these two assassins, two female assassin chicks working for Raiden, Lord Raiden, Christopher Lambert. And they get in this mirror room with these black lights and their lipsticks all glowing. And he gets kind of confused about who's where, so he breaks all the mirrors, and then he's able to fight them. And then Bjornsson shows up, punches his lady in the stomach on accident, puts her in a coma that lasted a minute, and then once she's okay, he's like, that's it, I'm fighting him. It's on now. Then you have like a good 30 minutes for the final fight. Didn't skip out there. Yeah, this Bjornsson guy, he's pretty stiff, but he's powerful enough that it makes it pretty compelling. You gotta wonder how they have like this glitzy underground fight. Kind of makes you think of Lionheart, just about the way people are dressing up for this. I think they even have like TV coverage. But even though they made it seem illegal in the last movie, they even go back to like using weapons here. And it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So as the fight's going on, you see some really impressive moves, be it in the training or in the fight itself. Even Mike Tyson looked pretty good compared to how I've seen him lately. Looked pretty good in this movie. So, yeah, as this stuff's going down, we have our big battle, and our main guy's just getting shit kicked out of him casually. There's not a whole lot he can do about it. He's like, hey, this guy's a monster, you can't win. Jean-Claude Van Damme agrees. Though in the training, he heard that this guy has a glass jaw, so he took a hit to the jaw, and then his legs start shaking. Though I'd be thinking, hey, knock out the legs, but what do I know? So he tries to put together some of this stuff, and it ain't working too good for him, and Kurt gets killed in the ring. He gets like beat up so bad that they kill him off. I'm thinking, well, that's pretty bold. Now is Jean-Claude Van Damme gonna jump in and have to take this guy on blindfolded? Like, is that gonna happen? Well, it doesn't. Turns out that Bjornsson was getting some like special adrenaline shots, which they did allude to in the movie. And Lady Cop runs over, steals one, puts it into Kurt, has this little Uma Thurman Pulp Fiction moment, springs back to life, and now the fight's back on. And he gets him like choked out and some water and stuff, and he's doing everything he can. And it's really kind of like coming down to who can choke him out the best. I'm trying to remember what was the knockout blow here, if it was a strangle or he ended up going for the face again with the glass jaw. But he does have to, like, once he gets revived, he changes his tactic, and it's like, hey, I gotta do this blindfolded. And I'm thinking, no, you don't. That's not a good move, dude. Blindfolded, terrible idea. Totally impractical. The guy's slow moving. What? So are you even going to notice this air moving at all? Yeah, it shouldn't have worked out for him, but I thought it was kind of interesting how they brought back some of these elements they showed earlier in the film. The action was some of the best I've seen in a while. I kid you not. You know, if you could just write off the first 10 minutes with the bad dream sequence and title sequence, shorten this movie down to about an hour 30, you have a pretty serviceable movie there. But as is, you know, I'd have to give Kickboxer Retribution 2.5 out of 4 stars.